better daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Monday. Today is Mindset Monday, and the mindset is climb that hill. I can't wait to talk to you about that today. Before I do want to say that we have 11 amazing men going through the Better Man Challenge. This go of it. Thank you guys for those of you who stepped forward and said, let's do this thing. That starts on Wednesday. And if you're not in the Better Man Challenge, either by choice or by gender, I would say that please lift these men up in prayer. This is going to be quite the journey for all of us, and I'm very excited about it. A lot of good's going to come out of it. So good morning, KT. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Scott. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you guys for joining me for Better Daily Live. Now, today's mindset, climb that hill, comes from this actually comes from a whole bunch of stuff in the past. So I want to say out loud that I'm a very unorthodox personal trainer. And my clients know this about me. I'm a very unorthodox personal trainer. I've had people push my car up the driveway on leg day because pushes, and it's not just like to be mean. I'm not being loud and obnoxious. Pushing a car is like pushing a sled. Sled pushing is actually a very functional exercise. It's a lunge position. It's a good way to load the leg muscles without hurting your back. It's a very, very powerful exercise. And, clients oftentimes will walk away from a session like that going, I just pushed a car by myself. Like, what else can I possibly face today that's any harder than that? And I've also, in the past, I've been known to take my clients on very, very intense hill hikes and hill runs. And I love hills as a training device because hills are, first of all, it's natural. A hill, like a very steep hill, whether it's here in Arkansas, they call it Horseshoe Mountain, which in Colorado terms is just, a pretty big hill. Or in Colorado Springs, I had the incline, which is 2,000 feet of elevation change in 1 mile. It's a pretty intense hill. But I love hills as an unorthodox training device. And, part of that might come from when I was running track in high school, and our coach would have us run out to the local hill and we would do hill sprints. And that was the workout. You had to complete 20 hill sprints and then you could go home. And man, that sucker took like an hour and a half to run 20 of those, because it was just, you'd sprint up the hill and then you'd jog back down, and then you'd sprint up the hill, and then you'd jog back down. It was crazy because your starting point would move up a little bit every time, because you were just like, I'm not starting way back there anymore. And your ending point would move up a little bit every time, because you just like, your legs would get more and more and more tired, right? So I've been doing this for a long time, but something that I found in my personal practice, whether it's with running or hiking or whatever, there's this thing that a hill can do. And it creates an environment where you're working really hard. Okay, like hill climbing is hard, but when you start, it's not that bad. Okay, when you start climbing up a hill, it's not really that bad. It's about the middle of the hill when you start to think, whose stupid idea was this? Whose dumb idea was it to climb this hill, to hike this hill, to run up this hill, right? Whose dumb idea was this? And then about 2/3 of the way up, maybe even 3/4, depending on how intense this hill is. For me, about 4 or 5 minutes in, something switches in you, and it goes from like, wow, this is going to be a good workout, to whose stupid idea was this? And then the external talk stops, because the internal talk is all you have energy for anymore. And the further you go up the hill, the more intense your focus becomes on whether or not you're going to quit right now. And what's really cool about training on a hill is whether or not you make that decision, and you have to make it almost every 5 seconds when you're on a really intense hill. You have to make the decision not to stop moving, not to stop heading up the hill. Whether or not you make that decision, there's only one way out, and that's to climb the dang hill. There's only one way out. There's no quitting. Like, if you're going to finish, you got to finish the hill, and there's no way to finish except to go up. And maybe you need to stop and rest, and maybe you need to slow down a little bit. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Maybe you need to deep breathe for a second. Maybe you need to stretch and then keep going. Whatever it is, fine. But you don't get to stop. You don't get to quit. You don't get to go, okay, that hill's been enough. I'm going to turn off the machine. That's something that can happen in the gym if you're on like a step mill or a treadmill or whatever. Your ability to continue or desire to keep going is artificial, right? You can just hit the off button whenever you want. You can go, I'm done, and get off the machine. On a hill, you don't get to do that. You don't get to go, I'm done, I'm out. And I love that because that's what life is like. That's what life is like. There's not a single time in any one of our lives where we get to hit the done button. I'm done. I'm out. It's been fun being a dad, but you guys are really loud and obnoxious, and I'm done. It's been really fun serving in the church, but you guys are a pain in the butt sometimes. I'm done. It's been really fun training you, client. I know you've made some progress on this weight loss goal. I'm done. I don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. Not a single one of us get to hit the done button, because the things that we've been called to in our lives that are difficult and the things that are going to take the most out of us and are going to grow us the most, those are hard, and we don't get to hit the done button. And so today's mindset is climb that hill. Whether you're at the very beginning of a project and you're looking up and go, wow, this is going to be awesome. Let's do this thing. Or maybe you're a couple minutes in and you're like, whose stupid idea was this thing, man? What in the world? Or you're way up there and you're having to make the decision every single minute of every single day right now, deciding to keep putting one foot in front of the other, even though everything in you wants to stop. Everything in you would love a done button. You climb that hill. You climb it. And you're going to get to the top. And when you get to the top, what's really cool about being at the top of the hill is, at least in my world, the hill that I have nearby my house, I'm not done yet, but everything gets way easier. All the momentum and energy that I've built up by getting on top of that thing, now I get to coast for a while. And it just feels so good not to be climbing that hill all the time. But I get to take something away from that hill. I'm done. I'm done with the hill. But I take away that thing inside of me that says, you didn't give up, Alex. Nice job. You didn't stop. And that's my prayer over you this week. For Mindset Monday, climb that hill. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you go find the biggest dang hill you can find and go walk up that sucker and see how it goes. Trudge up that thing. Drive those arms. Don't let yourself stop. And then keep coming back to that thing until that hill's not a big deal anymore. And then find yourself a bigger one. That's how this whole training thing goes. I told you, I'm a very unorthodox trainer. You're welcome. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live on Mindset Monday. You climb that hill, and I'm really looking forward to Nutrition Tip Tuesday, which is tomorrow, where we'll dive into something nutrition related to help you on your 1% better journey. This has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Until next time, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.